friends, welcome back to Semi Sunshine Studio. Today in the office with me, I'm Harriet, by the way, if any of you are new here. I've got the wonderful Lisa that is behind the camera filming and does the amazing edits for us and does the really clever cards that come up with the picture of the fabric and also puts it within the pattern we pair the fabric with. And I've got the wonderful Mitzi as well here, who is currently writing our Tuesday newsletter. We send out a newsletter every Tuesday and Friday. If you're not signed up to our newsletter, I highly recommend it. Just head onto our website and sign up. Like I said, we only send out 2 a week and it's full of lots of sewing inspiration, and also it shows you the most recent fabrics or other new things here at Semi Sunshine. You also get exclusive offers and also you get to know what's new first as well. So lots of perks about being signed up to the newsletter, and also if you haven't signed up before, you get 10% off as a little bonus and a treat for signing up. So today's video is one of the favourite ones I love filming with Lisa, and that is our most recent Deadstock drop. So we source a lot of different ex-designer Deadstock fabrics from lots and lots of different ways, and these ones are high-end ex-designer Deadstock fabrics sourced from northern Italy. So they are from high-end designers that have either tested the fabric design on a type of fabric before using the final fabric. So for example, a lot of designers will test onto viscose and then their final design will be printed onto silk, or perhaps it's fabric that they aren't quite happy with, and the fact that maybe the colour is not quite right, or the scale of the pattern isn't quite right. Sometimes as well with the Deadstock fabrics there is a flaw within the fabric and therefore it's not being used, or it could be just the fact that it's leftover fabric. So a lot of designers, in order to make the price point a certain level for them, they have to print a certain amount of meterage in order to make it viable. So that normally means that a lot of designers end up with leftover fabric, and that's when we can come in, buy that fabric from them and then sell it to you guys, and you can make wonderful garments. There is lots more information about Deadstock ex-designer fabrics on our website, on our blog, if you want to learn more, but otherwise they're really, really special fabrics, really unique. We won't be able to restock them once they're sold out, and we always have limited quantities, and yeah, they're things that we can't normally source directly from other wholesalers, and like I said, they're super special, which is why I love showing them to you. I'm just looking at them now, I'm really excited. And as always, Lisa's paired them with some patterns for you, so it gives you lots of sewing inspiration. So let me get to it and show you the fabrics. So the first one, well actually 2, we're going to show you them together because we've actually got the same fabric and print just in different colourways for you. I think you guys are going to love this one. So this is a viscose. We've just done a burn test on it actually because it almost feels like a silk. It's got a really fluid drape, hopefully you can see. Beautiful drape to it. Lovely and silky against the skin, really high quality. And the print design is just so pretty. So hopefully you can see it's got like almost like a forest, and it's got like a mountain landscape, very kind of painterly look to it, and then it's got these cars, quite large scale cars, running throughout the fabric. So it is a directional print, very, very eye-catching, very kind of vintage vibe to it, really beautiful, absolutely love this. And this colourway has got like pinks and greens and a bit of oranges running through it. And then this one, just bear with me while I unroll it so I can show you properly. This one is, like I said, the same design, just a different colourway. And this one, let's get it the right way up for you guys. So this one is got blues, a little bit of orange and a lot of green. So hopefully you can see them together. They actually work really well, nicely together. So you could even, we were saying, you could incorporate both colorways into the design, or pattern or garment that you choose to make. Or obviously if you don't want to do that, you could pick whatever colourway that you fancied. Now, like I said, this is a really drapey, almost silk-like feel, viscose sort of satin fabric, so it worked really well for anything that requires a drapey fabric, so like a floaty dress, a blouse. It also worked really well as a shirt. Now, our idea of incorporating both colourways, I say ours, it was Lisa's idea, was Atelier Brunette's pattern, and that's a chemise. It's like a loose fit boyfriend style shirt, and what it's got like a yoke design here, so you could use different fabric or different colourway, for example in this fabric, for the yoke section, and then use a different one for the main part. You could also have fun with sleeves as well, like the collar and the sleeve placket and things like that. You could really have fun incorporating both colourways. We just think it would look really fun, really unique, and really, really fashionable. This is potentially one of my favourite fabrics we've had. It's just so fun, and I've never seen anything quite like it. So this is a really fine, luxurious cotton lawn. Really, really pretty. Got a nice drape to it, nice and soft against the skin. As you can see, it's this beautiful blue colour. I'm just going to hold it up above my face. And then it's covered in this space inspired print, and what I love is the fact that the scientists in the space print are all women, which is fantastic. I love the kind of comets running through it, and just all the different space elements to it. It's absolutely stunning. I love this so much, and Lisa thought it would make an amazing little kind of wrap dress with tiers, and we thought that the perfect pattern for that would be the Roseclair by Cashmerette. It's such a fantastic dress pattern. We've seen so many great versions of it on social media, and we just think that this print would look fantastic. Now, if dresses aren't for you, don't fear. Remember, cotton lawn's a really versatile fabric. You could make yourself some luxurious pyjamas, you could make yourself a shirt, you could make yourself a blouse. There's so many different options with it, and it's just incredible, that print. So the next fabric I've got to show you is another viscose satin. It's again a really luxurious viscose fabric. It's almost got like that silk-like finish to it, and this one I just absolutely adore the colours running through it. It's got very autumnal kind of palette to it with the pinks and the oranges running through it, and the pattern is very William Morris-esque. Really, really beautiful entwined floral print, and the flowers are really large scale as well, which I really like. Now personally for me, I'd make a really nice floaty dress in it. I'm a big dress wearer normally, and I just think it would make a really statement floaty dress. But Lisa Mitzi had the amazing idea of making yourself a little two-piece set that you could either wear like luxurious loungewear at home, or you could wear out. So we've seen lots of inspiration online using the Agnes pyjama pattern by Paper Theory, and then people actually use that pattern to make pyjamas, but as outerwear, so to wear outside the house, and luxury two pieces. So you could make yourself some really beautiful statement trousers using the Agnes pyjama pattern, or you could make yourself the shirt as well. It would also look great, or you could make both the shirt and trousers and wear them together, and it would look so statement. And like I said, more than okay to wear them out and about. It'd look really, really chic and high-end, and just be really beautiful to wear as well, because like I said, it's just so soft against the skin, and got this just incredible drape. It's just such a bold, beautiful printed fabric, and such a luxurious drape to it. We love this one. So this is a really beautiful viscose fabric, and it is a viscose twill. So it's a really nice weight for autumn winter, because it's that little bit heavier, but it still has that fluid drape to it. Now, hopefully you'll be able to see the pattern. We've just done some moving around. So it's a really abstract, painterly print on it. And as Lisa just pointed out to me, it's like a landscape. So you've got like clouds and mountains and a lake, but very, very abstract. You kind of have to look twice to see it. I love the kind of brush strokes throughout it. It just gives the fabric a really nice texture look to it. Now, Lisa, when me and Lisa were talking about what this would be, I just said it would look incredible made up into a shirt dress, and the pattern that I instantly thought of and thought this would look great with is the Reeta or the Reeta by Named Patterns. Paulina, who's Finnish, has been telling me the proper way to pronounce name patterns, and it's the Reeta, and that's how that's the pattern that we thought would work amazingly with this fabric. Just think it would look a really beautiful shirt dress, and then just paired with some tights and chunky boots would work really well going into autumn and then into winter, and you could throw on a cardigan as well and it would work really well, again dressed up or just dressed casually. It'd be a really great shirt dress throughout this season. So this is the next fabric I'm going to show you, and it is a Viscose Jacquard. Now, I absolutely adore Viscose Jacquards, but we don't normally come across them that often. But it's normally something we find with our ex-designer Deadstock Fabrics. Now, what I mean about Jacquard is a lot of people just associate Jacquard with like a heavyweight like coating fabrics, and that is what you find a lot of Jacquard and brocade fabrics. However, what Jacquard refers to is the fact that the pattern has been woven into the fabric, and with this one it's got a really subtle, almost like animal, very small animal print running through it in a satin weave that's been woven into the fabric, and that means that when it catches the light you can just about see the pattern. So it's very, very subtle, especially as it's the same colour as the background, and the background's almost got this, I suppose, this kind of varied green colour running through it. So it does vary kind of the shade throughout it. It's very, very pretty. And then it's covered in this stunning floral design with like a paisley elements as well. Such a special fabric, got a lovely fluid drape. Now, something that I mentioned at the start of the video is the fact that with Deadstock Fabrics, sometimes they end up with us because the designer didn't use it because they sort of flaw in the original fabric. And unfortunately, this is one of them. Now, this will be very well explained on the listing of the fabric, and the price will reflect it as well. But I'll quickly explain because it's such a hard one to explain and for you to see. Now, I've just measured it for you. So it's about 45 centimetres from the selvage. It's got a very, very faint 2 lines, which are only about 1 centimetre thick, running through the whole roll of the fabric. And when I mean faint, is they're almost like a greeny grey colour, so they're very similar shade to the background. It's just they are slightly different. And like I mentioned, there's 2 lines, so they're about 1 centimetre thick, and there's about 4 centimetres in between each line. So what you've got is about 45 centimetres fault free, then you've got the couple of lines, and then after the lines you've got just shy of 100 centimetres fault free. So there's plenty of fabric to work with to make yourself a floaty blouse or like a little cami top. So Lisa thinks it would look great in the Saltwater slip dress by Friday Pattern Company, or like I mentioned, you could just make a little cami top out of it, or just anything that requires a floaty fabric. And because of the kind of jacquard design and the fact that it really shows off against light, it would make an amazing outfit for wearing out in the evening as well as casually in the daytime. So despite that small flaw, which we're so sad about because we love this fabric, it's still very much usable and should be hopefully loved. At least it's being used and not thrown away or destined to be kept in a storage cupboard forever. So this is another viscose fabric for you, and again it is a viscose jacquard. So just to remind you, it's not like a structured jacquard that you find with jacquard brocade coating fabrics. This just refers to the fact that there's a design woven into the fabric at the background. Now, unlike the one I've just shown you, it's not got any sheen to it, it's completely matte. So you there you barely see the pattern woven in. Actually, you see it more pronounced on the reverse of the fabric. But it just gives it a little bit of texture to it, and you can see it a little bit more on the white areas. With the white areas of the pattern, actually it is opaque, so you wouldn't have to worry about lining it, and it's covered in this absolutely beautiful floral design that really pops against this dark navy background. So it's got a lovely drape, so it worked, like I've said, with lots of drapey fabrics. You can use so many different patterns that calls for a drapey fabric, so floaty dresses, blouses and so on. But we thought we'd pair this with a beautiful blouse, and the blouse pattern that we love here is from Chalk and Notch, and it's the Wren blouse. It's a lovely blouse pattern, great top blouse pattern that you can wear dressed up or down, and it will look absolutely stunning in this fabric. So this is another viscose fabric for you, and again, like the ones I showed you at the start of the video, it's got a very silk-like feel to it, nice and silky against the skin. It's got a nice weight to it, it's got a good drape to it as well. Sorry that I've just showed you with the fabric folded. So yeah, it's got lovely fluid drape to it, nice and floaty. And this one, it's got a directional print design. So you've got this beautiful dark navy background, and it's covered in this really pretty floral design. But what's really special about it is that it's got like hidden kind of pots and teapots running through it, which I think is really, really beautiful. So hidden chinaware, which I think is really special with the kind of blue print design as well. Really, really beautiful. Very subtle, but also very unique. Again, it works with so many different dressmaking patterns, but we thought it would look fantastic sewn up into a Lyra shirt dress by Tilly and the Buttons. Again, we've seen so many great ones online, and we just think it would work really well dressed up, made up into this beautiful fabric, and it'd be a great dress that you'll be able to wear throughout autumn and winter. So this is the next fabric I'm going to show you, and it's a viscose, but it's slightly different to the rest of the viscose that I've shown you, because this is actually a viscose lawn, and it's so silky and soft to touch, and it's got a really fluid drape. It's such a high quality viscose fabric, and despite it having this white background, you wouldn't need to line it, which is fantastic. And it's so refreshing to see like this kind of very unusual print design. So you've got this like off-white background, you've got this polka dot design, and then these I mean there's no other word apart from I see like scribbles but like black scribbles, and then this very abstract shape, kind of chartreuse colour or goldy yellow running through it. It's just really, really unique and special, and we think it would make an amazing skirt. Just imagine paired with just a really like basic black turtleneck top, and then this as the skirt. It would look amazing. And there's a few skirt patterns that come to mind. One of them being the dovetailed Althea A-line skirt would look great, and another one being the La Jupe by Atelier Brunette skirt pattern would also look fantastic made up with this fabric. And like I said, you could pair it with some tights underneath when it's a bit cooler out, but then you could also transition really nicely when it starts to get a bit warmer again in the spring. So a really versatile skirt that would be in your wardrobe, that you could reach for and layer up accordingly, and just such a high-end quality fabric. So this is the last fabric I'm going to show you, and it's the last one out of the Deadstock X Designer drop we've got going live. And we are ending with this beautiful viscose fabric that has a very kind of 90s nod. And that's just because it's this classic navy. It's got this really small white dot design running through it, and then this really quite small white floral print. It's non-directional, which is fantastic. This fabric really reminds me of kind of like old school Topshop back in the day. Really, really pretty. It's got a lovely drape to it, nice and soft against the skin, and it's completely opaque. We thought it would look amazing sewn up into a dress, and the dress pattern we thought we'd pair it with today is the Hues dress by Friday Pattern Company. Again, we just think it'd be a great dress that you'd be able to make, you'd be able to layer up to wear during autumn and winter, and then also pare it back down for you to wear during the spring. So it'd be a really versatile dress throughout the seasons. Very, very beautiful. And again, you could dress it up or down as well. It's just such a versatile fabric and a really nice high quality one. So I hope you guys have absolutely loved the new fabrics that I've shown you this week. Like I said, they're all part of our latest Deadstock X Designer drop for you, and they're all going to be available on our website. Find them in the new arrival section. Also, if you fancy, we have a whole section for Deadstock fabrics, so if you want to look back, there might be still some fabrics in stock from previous drops that you might fancy, so make sure you check out the whole area of the Deadstock section on our website. Hopefully you've really got lots of sewing inspiration from all the different patterns we've paired the fabrics with, and that you are getting excited to sew yourself something with them. Let me know below which one is your favourite, because I really can't quite make my mind up whether it's the space one or one of the floral ones, or even actually the landscape one. I honestly love so many of them. So let me know which one's your favourite and what you're planning on making with it. As I always say, it's so great to hear from you, and it's great to share each other's ideas and get each other inspired. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe the video if you've enjoyed watching and you want to keep up to date with all our weekly videos that get released. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.